Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's Blanco the Slum, and it's time for your best things to buy this week in GTA Online. Now, this week we do have a pretty good update week where a lot of good, not a lot, but a few good businesses are on sale. We do have some new vehicles that hit the game, of course, and just some new content and some really good sales, some really good discounts. So definitely you want to tune in and see what you should and shouldn't be spending your money on. Of course, if this is a weekly series you are interested in, I do make these every single week to keep up with the, updates that Rockstar does every Thursday. I usually get these out Friday or Saturday, where we pretty much go over the best things to buy, what you should spend your money on or invest your time in, so on and so on. So again, take 1 second of your time, hit that like and subscribe button, and let's get into the video. Now, as I mentioned, we do have new vehicles added in the DLC through drip feed, so we are going to go over those first. I believe we have like 6 of them that dropped this week, so a handful of them. We got a lot of content on our hands here. Starting off with the Cheetah Classic wide body. This is going to cost you $1.9 million. Does not have HSW upgrade and very, very limited customization, so buyer beware. I still would suggest getting it because honestly, it just looks absolutely sick. I mean, it's a wide body Cheetah Classic, but there is no HSW. There is no, massive amounts of customization. The regular Cheetah Classic, the non-wide body one, actually has much more customization. So a lot of people are upset with that. But to be honest, man, the car looks really, really good. It gives like Vice City vibes. And honestly, for $1.9 million, it's not that expensive compared to some other vehicles, like the one we're going to talk about next, being the overflawed Suzume. This is most expensive car in the game now, coming in at just over $3 million. It's an electric vehicle, so it comes with all the electric vehicle issues, such as low top speed, such as not so great handling. It does have a really good amount of customization, but honestly, I don't really like the look of the car all that much, and I can't really recommend it due to the fact that there are other electric vehicles that are much, much better than it, and it costs more. So honestly, I can't really suggest this vehicle. If it had like HSW or something like that, then honestly, it probably would be worth it. But without HSW and just with the default performance, I can't really recommend buying this vehicle, especially at that price point. But let's move on to some other vehicles. Of course, on the Super Autos website, I believe we have 3 here as well. First up, we have the Declasse Walton stock. Honestly, for $1.3 million, the car is pretty trash. I know some people are into these types of pickup trucks. I'm personally not, so I'm not going to be purchasing it. These videos are about my suggestions, my opinion. In my opinion, I don't think it's worth buying this, especially for 1.3. If it was like 200K, then maybe, but for 1.3, I mean, if you're into old pickup trucks and just shitty looking pickup trucks, then I guess. But me personally, the only types of pickup trucks I would ever purchase is like the more newer, modern looking ones, like the Caracara 4x4 or something like that. These pickup trucks just don't really have a place in my heart. But let's move on to a car that I actually like, and this is the Annus Minimus, coming in at 1.4 mil. It's based off a Nissan like Maxima or Ultima in real life. So it does look really cool. I think Rockstar did a really good job in terms of the accuracy of the aesthetic of this vehicle. The performance is not that bad. It's what you expect, man. It's supposed to be based off a Nissan Maxima. It's not going to win you any races, but I could definitely suggest getting it. Now, one that I definitely suggest getting, it's an absolute joy to ride. It's not the best performing, but the Declasse Tampa GT is an HSW kind of old school vehicle, and it has like this wobbly motion while you drive it. It feels super realistic. I actually really hope that this is how cars in GTA 6 plan on driving, because it feels so realistic for the car to kind of just have some motion to it when you go over bumps and stuff. I can't really describe it. You got to buy the car, man. It's an absolute blast to ride, especially with HSW. It's a monster in a straight line. The handling is not that bad, and if you could get used to kind of that bounciness that I was talking about, the car is really, really fun. So I definitely suggest getting the Tampa GT. And last but not least, just don't get it. It's the Bobcat Security Stockade. Outside of role-playing reasons, I can't possibly fathom a reason why somebody would purchase a Bobcat security truck. But if you are into, role-playing, or you just want a Bobcat security truck for whatever reason, by all means, go ahead. It does come in at 2.4 million, 1.8 if you have the trade price. I do want to point out the trade price can be unlocked by doing the new security guard missions. The weekly challenge, is to actually do 2 of those, I believe, and you will get an extra 200,000. So you'll unlock the trade price plus get an extra 200K. So make sure you go do that weekly challenge. Go do those new security guard jobs. They'll pop up on your mini map with Bobcat and Group A6. But anyway, I do want to move on to the sales. Some more sales this week, of course, are going to be for the Hangar Business, one of the better businesses in GTA. There's a few down there in Los Santos, but I would highly suggest getting one of these in up by Fort Zancudo. It gives you access to be able to fly over the military base and also land in and out of the military base due to the fact that you own a hangar there. And all of the things are cosmetic outside of the workshop. And of course, the living quarters. So if you want a place to spawn and if you want to customize your aircraft, I would definitely suggest getting both the workshop and the living quarters. The rest of the stuff is all cosmetic. And as you can see, the upgrades and the business itself are both 30% off. So you could get one in Fort Zancudo. They're a little more expensive than the ones in Los Santos, but definitely worth it. They're definitely the best hangars that you can get. And it's just kind of cool, all things aside. It's really cool just to be able to, have an air base inside of a military base. So that's kind of cool. But definitely, if you don't have a hangar, get one. Of course, the new business did add a 10% bonus to this if you own the Hella Tourist business, which, speaking of, I did want to get into the bonus money for this week before we continue with some sales. And the bonus money this week is going to be your Hella Tourist business, Hella Guides, whatever it's called. I think it's Hella Tour. But just get the new helipad business. It is going to be double money for the money laundering missions for that. So that should pay you $70,000 per mission. They only take about 5 minutes. So it's some pretty good double money this week with that helipad business. And then also in your hangar, Rooster will get you 2 crates passively instead of, normally it's 1 to 3, but now it's guaranteed 2 crates. So I would definitely suggest sending Rooster out this week to get yourself some crates passively in your hangar. If you don't have a hangar, I would definitely suggest taking advantage of the sale and buying one. But let's head on down to the casino and let's go over the podium vehicle for this week. Of course, it is going to be the Neo. Now, this vehicle has been in the casino or the LS car meet, I feel like, a lot lately, or at Simeon's a lot lately. It's a pretty cool car though. A lot of people hate on it for some reason. I think it's dope. I don't think there's anything wrong with it, especially if you're getting it for free at the casino. I would definitely suggest coming and spending at the casino pretty much no matter what car is here, because it's free stuff, right? So let's go ahead and give it a live spin like we do every single week. Now, normally I get clothing or coins. We'll see if the streak ends here. If I can finally get something other than clothing or coins. And it looks like coins. We got coins again. But at least we did get the highest amount of coins, I believe. But anyway, definitely come to the casino and get your daily spin. Remember, if you are a GTA Plus member, they did make that buff to it where you can now spin the wheel twice. So if this is a vehicle you want and you have GTA Plus, you can spin for it twice. Now let's head down to the LS car meet and take a look at our prize ride this week. It is going to be the Coil Raiden. So go ahead and get the weekly challenge done at the car meet if you would like it. Personally, the car is not that great. I don't think it's worth doing it, but to each his own. Next up, the HSW test track vehicle, we do have the Devastate. And honestly, it's a pretty good car, but if you're going to get it, you might as well just buy it on your phone on Legendary Motorsports, because it is more expensive here due to the fact that it already has preset customization on it. So it is going to charge you for the customization that the game already put. And it's just going to charge you unnecessary money. But anyway, let's move on to the regular test track vehicles. We do have the Clase Vamos. Pretty cool looking car, to be honest, especially if you're into classic muscle cars. I can't say I don't recommend it. I can't say I do either, though, because I don't own one. And then, of course, the Western Rat Bike and the Western Damon. I can't recommend, honestly, any 3 of these because I've never owned any of them, and I honestly don't know how they perform. So I don't really want to give my opinion on something that I've never drove or customized for myself. I feel like I'd be doing you guys a disservice. But let's move on to Simeon's. We got some decent cars this week in Simeon's. Not no crazy heat, but decent heat. Starting with the Lampadati Furo GT. Pretty trash. Let's just skip over it. We do have the new DeClasse Stockton pickup truck. Also pretty trash, like we already talked about earlier. I can't really suggest buying this car again unless you're into those old looking pickup trucks. Then I guess, to each his own. But me personally, I definitely like the more modern looking pickup trucks. And this one just ain't it, boys. I mean, it's got this like crappy brown looking color. It just ain't it. Let's move on to the wide body Cheetah Classic. Look at this thing, man. This thing looks absolutely amazing. No more modern cars to have F1 wheels and stuff like that. You could actually get a wide body on a Cheetah Classic now. And yes, for all of those who are wondering, you can remove this livery. This livery is not permanent. You can remove it, as you now can with the wide body Supra, the Jester RR. So I did want to point that out. Now, this thing here is honestly atrocious. I can't recommend this thing at all. It's like a hydraulic suspension. I don't even know what the hell's going on here, but these two lovely women seem to be interested in the car. So I guess, you know, these are the type of people that are interested in, you know, if you wear stuff like this, I guess, and you know, maybe the car is good for you. I guess these are the type of people who are interested in this car. It makes sense. But anyway, let's move on to the next car. Of course, this is based off that Nissan Maxima / Altima, like we spoke about earlier, the Annus Minimus. And now you can see in game, it looks absolutely amazing, especially for, you know, what Rockstar was going for. It definitely does look like the real life Nissan Maxima. I just like the fact that they named it a Minimus instead of a Maxima. It's pretty funny. But let's move on to luxury autos. We actually have the new Tampa GT here. As you can see, it looks absolutely amazing in game. I really love the design of this car. It's absolutely sick. And like I said, with that HSW upgrade, it's really fun. I could definitely recommend getting it for sure. And then I did want to point out the new Overflood vehicle is also in luxury autos. Very important small detail. The stock wheels are black on it. Normally they come silver / alloy. So if you want black stock rims on the new Overflood vehicle, definitely get it from luxury autos. Now, at the garment factory, your FIB priority file is going to be the fine art file. This is one of the easier ones, and it will pay you $308,000. So definitely go ahead and get that done. It's like 20 minutes worth of work for $300K. It's really not that bad. And let's move on to the salvage yard, the sad salvage yard. That's what we're going to call it from now on. The Sadvage yard, the Sad Village yard. I don't know, but it's sad, man. Whatever's going on at the sad yard, that's what it's called, the sad yard. Whatever's going on at the sad yard it's an atrocity, man. This business is absolutely trash. No claimable vehicles. I'm not even gonna go over them, to be honest. That business is pointless. These are the locations of your time trial. Something that isn't pointless, they will pay you $100K for your regular time trial, and your HSW time trial will also pay you $250,000. If I could just find that one. Here it is. This is your HSW time trial location. $250,000 for, again, like maybe a minute or two worth of work. Definitely worth doing it. If you have an HSW vehicle, I suggest doing it with the Hakuchu Drag. That's definitely the easiest HSW vehicle to get this race done. That does bring us to the conclusion of this video, though. If you did enjoy, of course, hit that like and subscribe button. Turn your bell notifications on as well, so you can stay up to date with all uploads, as I do upload pretty consistently and make consistent GTA content. This just being one type of form of my content, which is, of course, best things to buy each week in GTA Online when they release a weekly update. Again, I appreciate all of you, especially if you made it all the way to the end. And until the next video, peace out, boys.